SHMACKEMAGOB, my friends. Here's a track by track going out to my friend Jackson Rawding. Thank you so much, Jackson. That noise you're hearing, the AC's on because it's really cold. It's really hot. So I have the AC pumping. Jackson sent me this CD. It's called Psychotic Waltz. It's the God-Shaped Void. And it's very hard to classify this band. I mean, there's a lot of killer elements in it. It's got some proggy stuff, some heavy stuff, some killer vocals, and some songs have this killer vocal harmony. I think they have two great singers in the band that harmonize. It's almost, doesn't sound like Alice in Chains, but it's got that creepy vibe to Alice in Chains. So he asked me to do a track by track with this album versus this one, which is the album they did before, which is called Bleeding. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, this album came out like in '96. And this one came out in 2020, so it's been a long gap between albums. So I took notes, and we're going to do this, all right? So here we go. All right, the first track is called Faded, which starts with a slapping bass thing, and it gets all sporadic and crazy. It's really heavy, and it's got this killer melodic jam to it. It's great vocals, tight band. It's a cool song. Then the one that starts this album is called Devils and Angels, and it's a slow build-up for like a minute and 14 minutes of building up, and then it goes into this epic song. Crunchy guitars, trippy sections, great changes to the song. It's heavy and soft, angelic sections, and I'm gonna give it to that one. I think that one wins. Devils and Angels. Alright, track 2, it's Locust. And I love, there's these spacey effects in the song that's really cool. And it's a mid-tempo vibe, and I think it's a great song. And that one's going against Stranded, which is kind of like a, I don't know, delinquent, I don't know if that's the right word I'm looking for, type track. Interesting vocals on this one. I dig it, but I'm going to give that one to Locust. Alright, next one is called Morbid. You know, there's a dash of symphonic to this mid-paced track. Again, great vocal melodies, and it's got a smoky guitar solo. And that one's going against Back to Black. Great, Back to Black, not Back in Black. Great crunchy guitars, great vocal melodies again. And this is one of the better songs on this album, and I'm going to give it to Back to Black on that one. Alright, next track is called Bleeding, which is the title track. And, you know, I like the heavier sections of the song, but the rest really does nothing for me. So, not really a fan of the whole song. Some parts I really like. That one's going against All the Bad Men. And this one may be my favorite track on this album. You know, it's it's pretty original sounding. Great, again, great melodies. Vocal melodies of the song, and it's awesome, you know. And it's, like I said, you know, it's got that Alice in Chains feel with the vocal harmonizing, and I'm definitely giving it to that song. That song is awesome. The next one is called Need. Now, this one did nothing for me. Honestly, it bored me. I didn't like it. That one's going against The Fallen, and The Fallen, it's you know, it's slowing it down a bit, but it's catchy, and I think it buries Need, so I'm definitely giving it to The Fallen. Next song is called Drift. It's a chill tune, and it's like my second favorite off the Bleeding. I like Drift a lot, and and then it's going against a song called While the Spider Spins. And I do think it's an awesome song. I think it's my second favorite off this album. But I got to give it to Drift. I think Drift is a better song, and they're both amazing. That one was kind of tough to pick which one I liked more. Next one's called Northern Lights, which is a great song. Pretty straightforward for them, and I dig it. And that one's going against Pull the String, and I love the verses. The chorus does nothing to me, so Northern wins. Takes that one. I'll give it to that one. Alright, next one's called Sleep. It's not bad, it's trippy, but kind of goes nowhere in the end, so I'm kind of left unfulfilled. with that song. And that one's going against Demystified, which I like. It's slow down track and I dig the vocals, and I'm giving it to that one. Alright, then the next song is My Grave. My Grave, my God, this song is good. And it's different. It's pretty straightforward. And it's a very acoustic-y. I think it's majestically amazing. So I love My Grave. And I would say it's pretty much the best song on the album Bleed. Which is uncharacteristic of this band to do a song like this. Because none of their songs sound like this. But I really dig it. And that's one going against Killer of the Dawn, which is a killer song. It has these menacing vocals. But when it gets to these other sections that's less menacing, I kind of like, it dips for me. So, you know, I like the menacing parts, but the other parts, eh. So I'm definitely going to give it to My Grave on that one. Alright, the last song's Skeleton. I love it. It's heavy. Love the verses with the drum, the little breaks while the singing. I think it's fucking awesome. And it's very catchy. I love that song. And that's going against In Silence. And I think it's another great song. Cool melodies, cool melody passages. But I'm going to give it to Skeleton. So there you go, Jackson. The track by track for Psychotic Waltz. Hey man, check it out. It's hard to classify this band. It's very heavy and it's very mellow and it's very spacey. It's very trippy. It's all over the map. It's very interesting stuff and I dig it. And I gotta say, I like this one more than Bleeding. I think they came back with an amazing album. So that's it. Thank you so much again, Jackson. Hey, if you'd like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Stay frosty like I am, because it's cold in here and it's hot out there. And SHMACKEMAGOB!